NSC Fan TV with the men who need no introduction, Jordan, Ricardo. After a 1-0 victory over San Antonio, the USL squad. I'm going to start with Ricardo. What did we see, and what will you hope for in light of that?
Yeah, I hoped for a more active forward line, I guess. We got an entertaining sort of minutes for a little bit, and then we sat back.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, it's good to see all the people like Wyke and Bauer getting some minutes. Gregush being a captain, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Luke Hawkinson, apparently he's our USL guy, our US Open Cup guy.
Yeah.
This is his cup.
Yeah.
Zubak. I meant Zubak.
He didn't have the best game, but he did.
Yeah, he scored for us in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scored here against Atlanta last year in the Open Cup. So,
that was fun.
He's doing good.
Yeah. All right. What did you see? And in light of that, what do you hope for?
Saw a lot of fighting in the midfield. This was mostly a midfield game.
Yeah.
We attacked a bunch in the first half. We had 10 corners in the first half or something like that.
10 corners.
Something stupid.
Yeah.
And other than that, their keeper had a ridiculous save. We got lucky with Panico making a ridiculous save as well, I think in the second half.
Yeah.
It was just that was mostly a game fought in the midfield, and Pico definitely just started bossing the entire game as soon as he subbed on.
Yeah. So we saw a bunch of midfield scrambling. Yeah. Is Atlanta going to be like that on Saturday?
I hope not. I hope that this was us trying to get it together, I guess. It seemed like we were getting the ball and immediately booting it. Not only that, but almost every time when they had a throw-in, it would maybe one or two touches and it would go to them.
Yeah.
So it was very, we weren't passing it around until the second half. I think we started to pass it a little bit more, but for the most part, we were just kind of booting it and hoping for the best.
Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, the midfield play on our part was just really weird and scrambling. It was a lot of booting it, playing it long, What do you think about the subs? Dude, what do you think about the structure of the players after those second half subs?
I'm trying to remember them.
We saw.
Yeah, I think Schaffelberg played a little too long. I think we're going to need him in Atlanta a lot more than we needed him tonight. Not that he didn't play well tonight. He definitely was one of the better players for us. But
that's right.
But we need him in Atlanta because we're in the middle of a really tough stretch with losing to NYC and then scrambling for a draw with LA that we should have won. And then tough game against Atlanta that I feel like is a must-win now because we haven't. I think we have one win in the past 6 games. So we're needing to win somewhere.
It's a Gary Smith team. You build from the back and you go for draws, I guess, but that doesn't work in an Open Cup, right? It's win or lose. It's win or lose. Yeah. Were you thinking it'd go to pens?
With how we were attacking in the first half, no. I thought that they were not as scary or as dangerous as you would think a team would be. So I felt like we had it, but it was very not confident enough.
Yeah.
we kept passing it back and forth, and nobody would want to take a straight shot from the middle. I think we saw Gregush had the ball right in the front, right in front of the goal, and then he just put it to the side, trying to get Taylor Washington to pass it, and then there was there was a set of passes just kept going back and forth. Yeah. We're like, do something.
I lost count of how many times I yelled at Zubak to pass the ball. Because I think it was after Bunbury came on, he seemed to move kind of more to the wing and replace Schaffelberg. Oh. And so he was kind of moving central as well. There were so many times Hawkinson was making a really good front run. He could have beaten the defense, and Zubak just didn't send the ball. He just passed it to the side.
Yeah, instead of looking forward, he looked sideways.
Yeah.
Do you see Hawkinson over here? He pretty much had the guy beaten, and then whoever it was on Zubak was staying on him. So if he would have thrown a through ball, Hawkinson would have had a good chance to beat him. We saw Fafa really fast. That was really awesome.
Yeah.
He fought to the end.
He fought, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So we saw a bit of uncoordinated play actually coming out of the midfield going forward. So we saw a lot of midfield play, but there was just this kind of disjunct between the forwards, right? Zubak, Bunbury when he came on, and the midfield.
I think most of that just falls down to these guys don't get a ton of playing time.
Yeah.
And so they probably don't really have the team cohesion playing together. Just aren't quite used to it. So
that sounds right.
I don't think it's anything to worry about too much. It's just be careful with how many people you rest.
Yeah, be careful with how many people you rest. I mean, we got to see Moyle start. He came off. Does that mean Gary's going to start him? I mean,
he's been starting him over Schaffelberg.
Yeah, I think he might start. I mean, Schaffelberg's needed, but will Moyle get the start?
I think he probably will. I don't want him to, but
okay.
Based on the last 2 or 3 matches, I think he will, especially after the Toronto game. I feel like Schaffelberg picked up some kind of back injury in that game that they're kind of being cautious about.
Okay. Yeah.
Because he was getting targeted in that one, and there was one of them where he was holding his back for most of the game, and I thought he came off a little too late in that match. And so maybe they're just being precautious with him and not giving him as many minutes as we feel like he should be having. So
I want to take a moment to appreciate these guys' insights. This is amazing. These guys have shared their insights. Tell us about the Boys in Gold podcast, guys.
Oh, yeah. We don't really have a set schedule. We just release it. We record we just talk about the game after each match week, basically. We actually just recorded a double one yesterday because we forgot to record after the NYC game. So we've got a double NYC and LA game, probably close 45 minutes to an hour-long episode. Most of them are around 30 minutes, but it's just us discussing the previous match and what's coming up.
All right.
If you want to check it out.
How can we find you guys?
We're on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Is that it? I think I'm forgetting one.
Spotify. And we just started Facebook, and I'm going to try to do the Instagram so that we can get some followers there. But, I mean, yeah, you just look up the Boys in Gold, and it should come up.
Okay. Go ahead and check that out, guys. They just got a follower today. I'll be checking out you guys' episodes. Go to work, you just pop that in. Bliss, right? All right, NSC Fan TV.